see you lurking over there. Nolan Mendoza. Bender. If you want your name mentioned in this song, all you gotta do is drop a $14.99 super chat so Smitty can identify you and drop you in. Get your name in the intro song of every Tuesday, Thursday show.
It's a blue button.
Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat.
Run it back, Ma.
Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat.
Rock out and Captain Spock. Would all of the VIP super chatters please come to the front stage? You know who you are. Oh, you Kurt. Mark Cleveland. The Silva Brothers. Austin. Double A. Terry Roberts, please report to the front stage. D2W Stu. Your presence is required at the front stage. Unberger, I see you. Tony Turley, we see you lurking over there. Nolan Mendoza. Bender. If you want your name mentioned in this song, all you gotta do is drop a $14.99 super chat so Smitty can identify you and drop you in. Get your name in the intro song of every Tuesday, Thursday show.
It's a blue button.
Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout, he'll punch you in the throat.
Run it back, Ma. What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty, and you are watching the Fantasy Football Show Live, Thursday edition, where we're breaking down news and notes and trades and super chats, and we got Angel in here, Rob, Steven, Brandon, iSong, Zapata, Brandon, Derek, Terry Roberts in the house, Brendan, Chris, Godfred, and Baked In Boys already in the house, chatting away. Appreciate all of you being here. Let's punch the intro and get to the week 8 Thursday news. No intro, huh? No intro, huh? I fixed it. I fixed this. I don't know what's going on. I fixed it.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. I'm Smitty. Take a lap.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show Live, Thursday edition. And, we continue to have intro problems. Oh, boy. All right, Mr. Punch with a super chat. Joey with a super chat. Atta boys. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Mr. Punch says, Smitty, I couldn't help it. I need to make another trade. Of course you did. Of course you did, pal. I traded Lamb, DK, and Damian Harris for JJ, Debo, and Moss, half PPR. No, you didn't. I don't like it, pal. I mean, it's not horrible, but Zach Moss, I like Zach Moss. I like him. He's good. He's good. He's like a good throw-in. But you just traded Lamb and JJ, very, very close to me. I'd rather have JJ probably if this is redraft. But it's close. DK and Debo, some consider that close. I don't think Debo's going to sustain what he's doing. And Moss doesn't close the gap. Mr. Punch, why didn't you check with me? Why aren't you on my text line, first of all, Mr. Punch, by going to heysmitty.com, okay? I hate doing... Mr. Punch is like... He's one of my favorite people in here. It's so hard for me to give tough love. Mr. Punch, I'm sorry!
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
It hurts, Mr. Punch. I don't like doing that to you, pal. I don't totally hate it. I just don't love it. Let's see. Nick says, what's up, Smitty? My daughter was born on Tuesday. During the Tuesday show? Atta boy. She knows what a good day is. Tuesday and Thursday. That's when we're live. She knows better. This is awesome. Congrats to Nick having a child. Appreciate it. On a Tuesday in dedication to the show. Nick, congrats, man. Your life has changed. You will never sleep again. Enjoy, my man. It is fun. It's a fun ride, though. Okay, Mr. Punch. He says, I just figured with the bot. You just figured. This is what... Every trade that was made that someone regrets that tries to defend it, Mr. Punch, it starts with, I just figured. This is my explanation for why I did the trade that I wish I could take back. I just figured. You don't figure anything about bye weeks. Man, Mr. Punch. I mean, in a sense, bro. In a sense, I do agree that you get a couple games back that way. You know that's solid. It could end up working out, but. Joey, I got yours on the screen. I'm just still yelling at Mr. Punch. Joey, your super chat's right here. I'm just taking my sweet time. But Mr. Punch, don't worry. JJ's gonna take care of you, Mr. Punch. I firmly believe he will. But anyway, appreciate you, Mr. Punch. I don't want you getting mad at me. Okay, 2-5, 3 games down from a playoff spot. Week 15 final game of the regular season. Should I trade CMC and Najee for Cook and Elliott? I'm gonna say yes. I probably would. Because for a couple reasons, man. Number one, let me just check something real quick here on Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey is still, it's uncertain when he's coming back. There's still no real timetable. You know, there's a hope that he'll come back in a couple weeks here, but there's no for sure timetable. On top of that, you've got the Week 13 bye coming up for the Panthers. I'm not saying they're going to wait that long to keep him out, but if he does come back, then he's got a bye week. Whereas Elliott and Cook have already had their byes. So and I know Najee has as well, I'd be real tempted to take Cook and Elliott if I'm you, because you're 2-5. You can't really wait on Christian McCaffrey. Like if you're 2-5, you have to make this move. So I would punch yes. I would get Cook and Elliott. Try and get both the backups, obviously, if he's got them. Don't let him hold those players out of the trade. But I would do that if I'm you. Joey. Congratulations on making a nice little move there that might help you. Dropped Edmonds with James Conner getting red zone touches. I don't know if I'd drop Edmonds. I don't know if I'd drop him. Mr. Punch, all good. Smitty, for once, I hope you're wrong. Me too, Punch. I do too. I mean, your trade, I shouldn't have put a disapproval. I mean, I don't like it. I didn't approve it. I didn't approve it. It deserves a disapproval, but it doesn't deserve a take a lap. There's a big difference, Mr. Punch. I didn't tell you to take a lap. I could have made you take a lap, and I didn't, because Debo is playing that good. And if Debo continues to play that good, and both players have had their bye, you could have made a really good trade in the end, and it won't be lap worthy. You'll have proven me right or something like that. So I don't, no lap, Mr. Punch, but I definitely don't approve it. Okay, big difference. You know what I'm saying, bro? And I still appreciate you, pal. Of course. I traded D. Adams for Ridley and Carter. Can I get your approval? Michael Carter doesn't push this over the edge, Lewis. I hate that I gotta not give the approvals on. You want my honest opinion? My approvals or disapprovals can't be bought with a super chat. So you want my honest opinion? I can't say that I love this trade either. The only reason I will not say take a lap. This is not a bad trade, Lewis. Is because you've already had the bye week for Ridley. If Ridley bounces back to top 5 to 6 to 7 wide receiver value, you are going to be in good shape to easily earn your value back. So this is not a bad trade. The only problem is Adams is so good. It depends on your record. It depends on a lot. Adams is going to be out tonight's game. Adams is going to be out the bye week. That's 2 more games he's going to be out. Ridley's not missing a game, assuming he stays healthy. So in the end, you're getting what? Maybe 15 points per game. Let's call it 25 to 30 total points you're going to get on top of the, so over Adams's points. So it could very much wash and work out. I feel like with Adams being out, maybe this is the fair market value for Adams right now. I just feel like you could have got a little bit more. So I'm not going to disapprove it. I'm not going to approve it. But I'm certainly not going to make you take a lap over it because of the 2 games you actually get in this trade. And then your other... Also, I have Dallas, or should I pick the Chargers or Steelers? Flex Carter, Tony, or Javonte. I flex Javonte Williams over Carter. Carter's not ready yet, in my opinion. And as for your question about the defenses, man, that's a tough one. Let's go to the schedule real quick and just take a little gander at it. I mean, and I see the other super chats. Let me get to those in 1 second. The question was Steelers, Chargers. Chargers are at home versus the Patriots. Steelers, that's a tough one. Steelers are away against the Browns. I'm going to pick the Steelers, pal. I just feel like the Browns are a little bit more shambles than the Patriots. So the Patriots are on the up. Browns are kind of in confusion mode. So give me Pitt. Mr. Punch with another one. Look at Mr. Punch. So loyal. Even when I shoot him straight, the man just... Lewis. Okay, I already got Lewis's. Let's go. Terry Roberts in the house, people. Have a tough day. I'm thankful for the show. Helps to refocus. Terry. Let's have Terry. I need a positive take a lap. Hey, the best positivity I have for you button. I need to come up with a positive button. I don't really have a positive button. You want to get lammed, Terry? You want to get lammed? Let's get him lammed.
Get lammed.
That's the closest thing I have to a positive button, Terry. And you just got lamb, pal. Hey, we appreciate you. Everybody give Terry a round of applause. Terry's our instead of the key master, he's the like master here on the show. He makes sure everybody thumbs up, likes the show, gets rallied. Appreciate you, Terry. You always got a spot here. Your family here, Terry. Hope you have a better day, pal. Where's somebody posted a comment? Let's see here. I'm sorry I haven't got to all these. Baked-In Boys wiped his feet. Should I start Cobb? I think he's a pretty decent start this week. Traded my Tyreek Hill for Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. I probably would rather have... That's pretty close. That's pretty close. I don't know. I don't even know which side I'd rather have. That's how close it is, so that's good. No problem, Terry. You're the boy. Cobb, Smitty, hope you're feeling better. I'm feeling a little better. I'm still a little under the weather. You know, who knows if I go the full 2 hours. I might cut it like 15 minutes short. I get worn down pretty easy, so I'm still trying to recover. Chubb or Deontay Johnson? I'm going to go Chubb. Smitty, did I win the trade? Again, very, very close. Okay, let me get to these super chats that are here. Thomas says, how concerning is the D. Hopkins hamstring injury? Legit or maintenance? Think he gets into the end zone tonight? I mean, he's kind of been struggling with injury all year, and he's been fine. He's just been kind of resting. But let me pull up the DeAndre Hopkins news. And DeAndre. And I can put this on screen. Where is the button? Hold on a second. So the latest news on D-Hop is right here. Hopkins is expected to play in the Week 8 matchup against the Packers. Nothing to see here, if that helps you already, Thomas. Look at that. Nothing to see here. Hopkins has yet to record double-digit targets in any of his games, but continues to be productive in the way of touchdowns. Converting works for that. A 6 of 8 target ratio there. He remains a low-end. Don't listen to that. Look, this is crazy. You know, I see it over and over. The panic for Hopkins is totally misplaced. Okay? There's a lot of reports, a lot of people talking about how he hasn't had double-digit targets. He's only doing well because of touchdowns. Everybody, if we took away his touchdowns, if he didn't have 7 touchdowns in 7 games, then he wouldn't be as good as he is. You can't take away things. You can't play fairy tale. You can't play fantasy in fantasy. There's only fantasy one time. We're playing fantasy. You can't play fantasy where you get to take away somebody's stats or worry about, well, you know, if he's only getting double digit. He's a touchdown machine. He scored 7 touchdowns in 7 games. Okay? And then we look down, and I'm not yelling at you, Thomas. I'm yelling at the reports that double-digit targets. Okay, he's still getting 9 targets. 8 targets. 6, 4, 3, 4, 6, 3, 7. Yeah, his receiving yards, he's not over 90 yards one time. I get it. But guess what? He has had, look at this, 2 multiple touchdown games. 3 straight games with a touchdown. He only had 2 games where he didn't score a touchdown. You can't talk about these numbers and say, oh, he doesn't have a 100-yard game yet, or he doesn't have a 10-target game yet, and then not talk about these numbers. You can't just leave stuff out. He's going to be fine. He's been playing banged up. He had some tight coverage in 1 week. There's a lot of reasons to explain why he didn't dominate targets this game. He was banged up. This game he was in lockdown coverage. There's a lot of reasons for it, and he has been banged up. And I'm not worried about the maintenance, Thomas. You defined it perfectly, of him sitting out. So don't worry about it. Trade for Hopkins at every turn. Walking into Week 8, you will regret not doing it. I can't understand how Hopkins is so attainable after a 2-touchdown game last week. People are so hyper focused on these reception totals. You know, like, oh my God, he isn't getting the targets, or he isn't getting the receptions, or the 90-yard games haven't come. Like, so people are so hyper focused on that. The dude can go out and drop 2 TDs and still be a buy low. Like after week 7, he drops 2 touchdowns. Right here. Or, one touchdown. In week 7, he drops 1 touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns the week before. Drops 1 touchdown. And I'm thinking, okay, he scored again. There's no way he's going to be able to be bought low. But after this 2 touchdown game, this is what I'm remembering. He was a buy low coming out of this game, 55 and 2 scores because of the 3 receptions. And he had 7 receptions last week. People still aren't happy. And they're like, he's got 53 yards though. Okay, he's got a touchdown. He's got your 7 receptions. You've been complaining about reception totals. And now he's only got 53 yards. Well, I'm sorry. This guy's elite. He's playing elite. Don't worry about it. Buy low. Don't concern yourself with any of that. In Dynasty, buy low as well. Because, yeah, he may be 29, but he's got a good 2 or 3 years left at top 5 to 10 wide receiver level. So I'm buying him at every turn in Dynasty as well. Godfred says, Smitty, did I win my trade? I already got that one. That was a really, really close trade. I don't know. I probably lean Hill, but I don't blame you for doing that trade. Okay, next super chat. Terry, again, thanks Terry, and have a great day, pal, today. We appreciate you being here. Do I get an approval if I flip Debo for Aaron Jones? You flip Debo for Aaron Jones, I will play 7 straight Smitty approvals, Mr. Punch. And don't lie to me just to get it. Like, you legitimately make the trade, I'll play 7 straight Smitty approvals. Mr. Punch, oh, that was the same thing. Brandon, start Arizona defense tonight or Eagles defense versus Detroit. I probably start the Arizona Cardinal defense, but that is a tough one. Philly against Detroit is tempting. If you want safety, go Philly. If you want high upside but could score 2 points, go Arizona. They just make plays. They're banged up. It sucks. Losing Watt was horrible. Very, very bad. But I still believe in the Cardinals defense, and I think they've got a good squad. Next man up. Let's see what happens. Got St. Brown to replace Adams tonight. I know, brilliance. St. Brown is okay. I'd rather you pick up MVS if he is fully if he's activated and fully ready to go, which we should know before kickoff. I think MVS could be a really good play this week. Cobb could as well. 2 from these future Hall of Famers: Shepard, Leighton, Osborne, and Davis with the Jets. I don't know, bro. Patrick. Get MVS if he's there. If not, is Shepard even healthy? Is Sterling Shepard even healthy? Ziggy, show me the front door. I think the garbage man's here.
Okay.
Yeah, the garbage man. Hey, Ziggy, off.
Sorry, something went wrong.
Ziggy, off. Hey, Ziggy, is Sterling Shepard healthy?
Here's something I found on the web. According to EmpireSportsMedia.com, Sterling Shepard cleared concussion protocol and is going to return to the field against the Cowboys this week.
Ziggy really is worthless. I don't know what Ziggy. First of all, it's the Chiefs. What is that? What is that? What is that? It's the Chiefs, not the Cowboys. Like, what good is the information if it's like last year? It doesn't even date it for us, doesn't tell us anything. It just pulls it. He just pulls the information, doesn't matter what the date is, and just provides it. I'm on a live show here. This is my only intern. My only working intern right now. Sterling Shepard returned to practice with a hamstring. This is 2021 information. And he says he's feeling good. So, I suppose I would say that I would go with Shepard and Davis if Davis is good to go. But check the news on Davis too. But appreciate your super chat, pal. God, Ziggy's just he is literally worthless. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed of the quality of interns that I have on this show are just awful. Just completely pathetic. Augie, 2 questions, man. Pick 2. Start out of Mitchell, Pittman, Herbert, and would you trade Henry for Aaron Jones and Deontay? I would not trade Henry for Aaron Jones and Deontay. I actually feel like Henry is a better sell high than that. I think you can get Aaron Jones and Diggs. You can get Aaron Jones and Hopkins. You can get people doubt Hopkins so badly. Like, I'm not saying this owner has Hopkins. I love the Aaron Jones anchor part of this trade. If only this guy or girl or whoever you're trading with has a better receiver than Deontay, then I love this trading partner for you, because Aaron Jones is a beautiful piece to place into this trade, this 2 for 1. Past that, you got to hold. And as for who I'd start, Mitchell for now until he's out of that lineup, and Shanahan's capable of taking him out at any moment. Man, that's tough between Pittman and Herbert. I'd probably say Ziggy, show me the front door. I'm so curious when people are at my front door. Okay. I'm just completely curious. I can't even help it. It's probably the other trash man. We got both trash men that come today. The recycle one, and then the green can guy. We got the green can and the blue can. And I'm waiting on a package. Ziggy off. Worthless. Just completely worthless. Thank you, Mark Cleveland, with the super chat. Media's in the house. What's up, Media? Appreciate you being here, pal. So my answer the question, Mitchell. Hey, Media thinks Mitchell is going to be the starter all year long. I think so. Media, if you agree with that, please confirm that that's still how you feel. I think he's the running back 1. I agree with Media. I think until Zach Wilson comes and takes the job, which I don't know can happen, I do feel like Shanahan's capable of letting that happen. Shanahan doesn't know what he's doing, Media. Hey, Media, your head coach doesn't know what he's doing. Your head coach is not a head coach, Media. He's an offensive coordinator, a glorified offensive coordinator. Where am I? I'm still totally out of it, guys. My mind is just it's like mush from being this cold. Just wiped me out. Let's see here. Mitchell. So Eli Mitchell is your one player. Do you start Khalil Herbert or do you start Pittman? That is the last part of this question. Then I got to move on to the next super chat. I mean, dude's been doing it. I mean, does anybody realize that no one runs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Literally nobody. And you know what Khalil Herbert did last week? Understated, 18 carries for 100 yards, 5.6 a pop against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If that doesn't make you want to start Mr. Herbert against the San Francisco 49ers this week, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna roll Herbert out there. Khalil Herbert, 18, 5.6 a pop, 18 totes of the rock for 100 yards, scampered all over the Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense. Like, that was crazy. That is crazy. Oh God, that's a good look at that outing. 18, look at it right here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, week 7, 18 totes of that rock, 100 yards, 5.6 a pop. That's crazy. Khalil Herbert dropping loads all over that Tampa Bay defense. Start him, Augie. Start him. Mark Cleveland says Amari Rodgers a sneaky play. Yeah, he is. So is MVS if he's active. So is Cobb, Tunyon. They're all kind of in the mix, but I like it, Mark. I like it. If you need a start this week, maybe Amari Rodgers. Maybe throw MVS in there. I like MVS this week. Wide receivers are McLaurin, DJ Moore, Godwin. I need a drink. Smitty's thirsty. I'm thirsty. Where's my drink? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, God. My mouth is dry. Oh, God. Mouth is dry from talking. I've been sick. Where am I at? McLaurin, DJ Moore, Godwin. Running backs are JT, Chubb, Lenny. Who do I sit? Who do I flex? Okay, McLaurin. McLaurin and Godwin for now is the QB situation in Carolina is a little concerning. What's DJ Moore been doing? DJ Moore, I'm embarrassed. I don't know his stat line off by heart from last week. Hold on. DJ Moore, week 7, 6 for 73, no touchdowns. That's kind of why I probably don't know. No touchdowns in the last 3 weeks for DJ Moore. Look at that. 0, 0, 0. He had 2 touchdowns the week before, 0. He's kind of done a lot of his damage in this 1 week. And then the yardage here, 42, 73, 73. A little underwhelming. I'm going to go ahead and say Godwin and McLaurin for right now. JT and Chubb are locks. The question is, do you start DJ Moore or Fournette? I probably go with DJ Moore as my flex if I'm you. I feel like he's just a little safer in PPR. If it's non-PPR, then I lean Fournette, I suppose. So I let the scoring decide that final decision there, pal. Appreciate your super chat. Thomas should be poised for a monster game tonight then, says Thomas. Thank you, Thomas, for the super chat, pal. Rock out. I got your IG DM late, but made the second trade of the Lamb and Gibson, and I would get Swift, Ridley, Jamal Williams, and still got Diggs, Godwin, Ridley, Judy. Nice. Rock out. Leave me a message right now with any final questions you have regarding this or updates. I will refresh. And anybody else, soon we'll be going to the voicemail part of the show, so
It's voicemail time. Drop a voicemail at the Fantasy Football Show on the gram. Tell your grandma.
He'll punch you in the throat.
click on or go to Instagram and find the Fantasy Football Show and drop me a voice message. We will get to that shortly. So do that now. And rock out. Especially drop me an update on this. Give me your question that you have relating to this and any update you have. Terry says, Terry is our like statistician here on the channel. 134 in here, 58 likes. He does not like the ratio going on with those statistical algorithms he's working with behind the scene. Terry's plugging away and says, nope! Nope! We need it to be closer. We need something more like 135 likes, 134 in the room. So if you could, it does help the channel a bunch. I know 130 to 150 of you are popping in and out. It helps me so much if you just punch that thumbs up. Just takes you 1 second. Buy Low is in here. Buy Low in the house. What's up, pal? You got a question, Buy Low? Hit me, and I'll try and throw it on screen here for you, pal. Appreciate you being in here. Hey, Smitty traded Rodgers and Goddard, David Johnson for Mahomes and Knox. You traded Rodgers, Goddard, and David Johnson, bro. That's a big win. That's a Smitty approval right there. I'm gonna approve that one right now.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Attaboy. That is some good stuff right there, pal. I like that trade a lot. Mahomes. How do you upgrade A-Rod? I like A-Rod. I love A-Rod. But how do you upgrade A-Rod in this panic time for Mahomes? I get it. This panicked, riddled couple weeks where people are just like, oh, Mahomes has been figured out. Oh my gosh, Smitty. Has Mahomes been figured out? He dropped from the number 1 quarterback to the number 2 overnight. Do we cut him? Do we trade him for David Johnson? Do we take David Johnson and Goddard? Is that enough to upgrade into Aaron Rodgers, who I love? But you gotta be kidding me. Of course you won the trade. Take a lap for asking, Eddie, but then take a victory lap for being such a boss, a trade boss. We need a new sound. I'll get in contact with my guy, or I'll just create it myself, where we say you're a trade boss, bro, because you just bossed this trade like a boss, bro. You just traded like a boss. Did I win? Yes, you won. Also, drop Collins or Claypool for a kicker. I'd probably keep Collins because he's a running back and you don't really know what's going on Carson, but, I understand, that that's a dilemma, and I could go either way. You could convince me either way. Couple super chats here. Thank you very much, guys. Put those right there. I think I'm all caught up on the super chats anyway. Traded Rodgers, got that one. Okay, so here we are. We're caught up here. Trade Tony and Marvin Jones for Monty. That's interesting. If you've got these wide receivers to spare, like you're struggling to even play Tony and Marvin Jones, then I'm more than okay with you getting Monty and holding Monty. The problem is Khalil Herbert is a dog. He's a dog. He just ran for 100 yards on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This man right here, Khalil, Mr. Herbert, 100 yards, 5 catches for 33. Dude's a boss. I don't know what's going to happen, but Monty's a good speculative grab. Maybe you can go get Khalil Herbert. Maybe you can have the duo. But I don't mind that trade. I mean, if it's Dynasty, I might second guess it. So I'll tell you that right now. Because Tony's good value in Dynasty. But if that's redraft and you've got spots to burn, bro, I don't mind that at all. I appreciate your super chat. I got 6 wide receivers I can't decide on. Start 3, A.J. Brown, Brandon Cooks, Jerry Jeudy, Jalen Waddle, Kadarius Toney, and Randall Cobb. A.J. Brown's locked in. Cooks is locked in. And then I think you give Jerry Jeudy maybe a week before you just toss him out there. I think Toney's a high risk, high reward play. He's been banged up. Is he even ready to go? Let's type in Toney here and pretty optimistic he'll play. That doesn't sound great to me. I'm pretty optimistic he's going to be questionable. So for that reason, I'm putting Waddle in this week. I mean, Cobb's interesting. Cobb is higher risk, higher reward, pal. You want to throw Cobby out there for maybe a 3-pointer or a 15-pointer. That's a good play. Waddle feels more like 10, 11. So Cobb has more upside. Cobb could get you 15. Cobb could get you 3 or 4 or 5. Waddle's going to get you 7 to 12, 7 to 11. He has upside to get 2 TD, type of game too. But I would probably say Cobb is your high risk play here as your third guy. If you like rolling the die a little bit. If you're a dice roller, you like rolling the die. I mean, that might be the play for you, pal. Appreciate all those super chats. Jeb ran out of likes. Jake left a message. Smash the like button. Javante and Najee for Chubby and A.J. Brown, I assume. Najee and Evans for Chubby and A.J. Brown. Give me Najee and Evans, maybe. That's a really close one. I headbutted the like button, says Mario. Attaboy, Mario. Pick up Big Trust or what, bud? Some of you guys are having some conversations. I love it. You guys help each other out in the chat here. You're like a family. Smitty, help. My dad said he would ground me if I didn't play the Get Lambed clip. I played it already, but here, this is for your dad. What's your dad's name? Hey, Mr. B. Mr. Austin B.
Get lambed.
Get lambed, pal. Daddy B. That's for Daddy B. Daddy Austin B. We also did some bad stuff last episode. If you guys remember, it was Tanner. Tanner was in the middle of a PTA meeting for his kid, and instead of Smitty being like, "Oh yeah, that's awesome, man, appreciate you," even during the PTA, you got the earpiece in, showing the love to the show. Instead of Smitty leaving that alone, I had to cause trouble, and I'm like, let's get as loud as we can and see if the people can hear us. And we played this Take a Lap.
Take a lap.
And we were so loud that his wife heard it and looked over at him, glared at him, and he got in big trouble. He had to take it out. I ruined the whole show for him. He couldn't even listen to the rest of the show. So, we got in some trouble last time. We're going to the voicemail segment of the show for a little early. If you guys got any super chats, go ahead and punch those in, and I'll get to them. They always supersede everything. So if you get a super chat, it helps the channel out. Hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. Make Terry's day easier, and hit the thumbs up for him so he doesn't have to stay on everybody about it.
It's voicemail time. Drop a voicemail at the Fantasy Football Show on the gram. Tell your grandma.
Get your grandmas in here. Here we go. Kyle. This is Rock Out. He's going to give us an update here.
Hey, Smitty. What do you expect out of Judy this week? And would you play Judy or Michael Carter in full PPR?
Judy or Michael Carter in full PPR. I'd probably play Judy. I don't know that I expect a ton. I think I expect like a 60-yard game or something. I don't know. Like, could he get a touchdown? I suppose. I suppose he could. But I think he's one of those guys that, like, if I've got a bunch of great options, I'll leave him on the bench for one more week. I don't mind. I don't mind him. But I don't know that I'm shoving him in the lineup this week, but we'll see.
Smitty.
Jake.
PPR league. Tight end. Do I go Ertz or do I go Gronk?
Ooh, Ertz or Gronk. Ertz or Gronk. Ertz or Gronk. That's a tough one. Chat, what do you think? Let's make it raindrop answers for this man, Jake. Okay? Drop it for Jake. Gronk coming off the injury, but AB's out. I could see him catching a touchdown or two. It's just the way he rolls. 3 catches for 25 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gronk could do that at any moment. Or do we go with Ertzy boy, who's looking like he's right at home in this Arizona Cardinals offense, but lots of mouths to feed against a team that's going to probably make the Cardinals throw, right? Although Khalil Herbert just dropped 100 yards on 18 totes for 5-point-something yards per carry against this Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense, who I think is still good. I don't think they got exposed. I think that Khalil Herbert just dropped loads all over the place in this game. So I don't know that this is like a foreshadowing of things to come. It's not a harbinger of things to come. It is just the way it is. Herbert just balls. Herbert looks good. I love Khalil Herbert. Seriously worried about Aaron Rodgers tonight. I could play Sam Darnold, you mean, against the Falcons. I'd rather start Sam Donald than Sam Darnold, to be honest with you, Mark. Why are you worried about A-Rod? I start A-Rod. I'm not going to concern myself. God, I don't think I've ever made Mark Cleveland take a lap on the show. I'm just going to Smitty disapprove this. I'm not going to make you take a lap, Mark, because you're my boy Blue. But I'm going to Smitty disapprove Sam Donald or Darnold over Aaron Rodgers.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Don't do it, Mark! Absolutely not! There's no way I'm Smitty approving that move. Oh, where's our voicemail segment? We're on our voicemails.
It's voicemail time. Drop a voicemail at the Fantasy Football Show on the gram. Tell your grandma.
We appreciate you, Jake.
He'll punch you in the throat.
Okay, send me a voice message if you want to get on the show live right now, pal. I'm playing all voicemails and answering questions. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is from, Rock Out again.
Hey, Smitty, what's a good flip for either Fournette and Ridley or K. Herbert and Ridley since I made that trade yesterday?
K. Herbert or Ridley or I'm sorry, what was it? It was Herbert and Ridley?
Hey, Smitty, what's a good flip for either Fournette and Ridley
Fournette.
or K. Herbert and Ridley
Fournette.
Since I made that trade yesterday.
Fournette and Ridley, K. Herbert. So Herbert and Ridley. I'd probably say like Hopkins would be one that I'd love to go get. I think Hopkins is an upgrade. I can understand somebody not wanting to trade Ridley though for Hopkins if like you're like, hey, I need that extra game, the bye week out of the way. Like I get it. If you're going running back, I think you could go after Ridley and Fournette. You could go after an Aaron Jones right now. You could go after an Aaron Jones. The problem is there's not a lot of running backs in between Aaron Jones. You got Swift maybe. So Swift and Aaron Jones, J-Rob. And then it falls off, man. It's like David Montgomery's gone. Clyde's gone. Gibson's no longer a guy you want to go get. Joe Mixon, I suppose. But I don't know if you even want to go that route right now the way he's playing. Darrell Henderson's probably there too. Maybe a little bit out of reach. Damian Harris isn't good enough. Like, there's nobody there. Like, they drop off. It's Darrell Henderson. It's James Robinson. And it is, yeah. I mean, that's it. Then it's everybody else is like up in that low end running back one area. So Swift is probably your best bet. Then A-Rob. If you want to go running back, and if you can't get those, then you just can't make a running back trade. Past that, I mean, you got to go after a top wide receiver for that. Ridley's in the 6 to 10 range, so you get rid of Ridley to get a top like guy like Jefferson or something that's got his bye week already. So I do like that. I do like that. That would be a good move. Okay, voice messages. Here we go. Here's one from Coyote. Full PPR question.
Schmitty, watching the show right now. MVS is not
Coyote
activated for tonight's game, by the way.
I
know you keep saying you like MVS, but he's not activated. Also, so I need to start one, either Boyd or I need to start IU.
Let's see.
Because Tony's probably not going to play. Which one do you think?
Hold on. I hear myself screaming in the background. So the report was, this isn't confirmed. The Packers are not expected. There is a report out there. Right here. This is what he's talking about. And if this ends up being right, then yes, we're gonna want to retract that. Hold on one second. This is the most recent report. It's not concrete yet, but it does look like MVS might not be activated. So you were correct, sir. According to Adam Schefter, and this is as of literally like within the hour. So when I started the live, essentially, I think. Adam Schefter reports that the Packers are not expected to activate Marquez Valdez-Scantling from IR for tonight's game. That is a shame. So that means Cobb and Aaron Jones, Dillon, Robert Tonyan all getting tons of work. St. Brown. Yeah, St. Brown would be interesting. If Cobb's available, grab Cobb. Yeah, Marquez Valdez-Scantling not activated. That sucks. He would have been a great... I was wondering why they were cutting it so short. You know, they're like, we're going to he might get activated for the game. Like, you know, why are you waiting this long? But apparently there's been some issues, so he's not active. So let's hear your question again, because that...
Schmitty,
yeah.
watching the show right now.
Cody
is not activated for tonight's game, by the way. I know you keep saying... you like...
Yeah, we heard you, okay? Take a lap, Smitty.
So I need to start one, either Boyd or I need to start Ayuk.
Boyd or Ayuk?
Because Tony's probably not going to play. Which one do you think?
Boyd or Ayuk? Oh, God. I guess Boyd until Ayuk. You know, Ayuk's in such a doghouse with Shanahan. Shanahan throws him under the bus whenever he can. Like, just constantly. I mean, he's intriguing, but we just don't know when he's going to bounce back. So, for me, I'm going to go with Boyd, but I don't know that I love it. Like, that's a tough spot to be in. Tonyan or Gesicki? I kind of like Tonyan tonight. I think Tunyan's going to get worked a lot, but Gesicki's safer. Gesicki's definitely safer. Man. And to back to Mark Cleveland's question, you could. I mean, I'm not saying I'm Smitty approving Darnold over A-Rod. I still give you the disapproval. I don't give you a take a lap because there's logic to it, but I don't approve it. But I think A-Rod is more than capable of scoring a couple touchdowns and having a 300-yard game in this matchup where he gets to throw the ball to very familiar red zone targets in Tunyon, who had 11 TDs last year. Cobb, who he's got a lot of experience throwing touchdowns to. There's still a lot of potential touchdown production that can happen. Aaron Jones can pull in 1 or 2 receiving touchdowns like that. Dylan's now become a receiving target. So A-Rod's still got a lot of weapons. Like, when you think about it, he's still got more weapons than a lot of quarterbacks have that we trust every week. You know what I'm saying, Mark? So if that makes you feel better, like, just because he doesn't have Adams doesn't mean he doesn't have a lot of receiving targets. The only thing that would concern me is if they just run the ball a ton and they don't ever need to pass. Like, if they run Aaron Jones so much and they score 2 or 3 touchdowns that way, then you could see Aaron Rodgers not being needed. But that could happen at any moment for any team that has a good running back like Aaron Jones. That could happen when Devontae Adams is in the game, you know. So, Ford, I missed your super chat. I'm sorry, Ford. Hold on. Right here, pal. I got you. You got this super chat here by Fernando. And Mark, again, I'm not gonna make you take a lap on this one. I don't double stamp. I'm not triple stamping your double stamp, is all I'm saying. Okay, this question here. Give Mixon to get Diggs. Give up Lamb to get J-Rob. Give up Mixon to get Diggs. Smitty approved. Give up Lamb to get J-Rob. Not Smitty approved. So you basically have Mixon and Lamb over Diggs and J-Rob. I think that's very even. I think you got one up on the Mixon Diggs, but I don't go Lamb J-Rob. I like Lamb more. I don't hate it. It's not a bad move. If you need a running back and you got to do it, Jermaine, I don't mind it, but I certainly think Lamb, in my opinion, is worth more, in my opinion. And I could be wrong. A lot of people love J-Rob, and you might get a bunch of people in the chat that will say that that's a good trade. But I personally would rather have Lamb. But if anybody in the chat disagrees, help Jermaine out. Drop your knowledge. I personally would go after a different running back, or just try and get a running back a different way. Like, if this trade, you getting Diggs puts you in a big hole at running back, I still do it and I try and figure something out, but I don't know that I want to get rid of Lamb. I want Lamb and Diggs playing together. You know, otherwise you're just moving your pieces around there. Fernando, trade Deontay and Alex Collins and Connor for Diggs. Trade Deontay, Alex Collins, and Connor for Diggs in a heartbeat. Go get Diggs. He's had his bye week. I think he's still top 5 wide receiver potential, Fernando. Big win, in my opinion. Big win, pal. Andy with the super chat. Andy says, SOS. He needs some major help. This is extreme help. He needs James Devlin type help. Tyler Lockett and Slayton, or waiver choice Landry, Robbie Anderson need upside. Thanks, Smitty. Hit the like button, y'all. Tyler Lockett. I'm gonna go with Lockett, even though he hasn't shown up. He's still Tyler Lockett. He's still better than some waiver wire grabs. I think Landry's intriguing. Robbie Anderson's intriguing, I suppose. But I still would rather have Lockett myself. I get it. He's been non-existent with Geno Smith. Geno doesn't even seem to know he exists, but I feel like I'd rather take the chance that they finally get connections this game. I'm going to go with Lockett. But that's me. Any other super chats? Did I miss anything? Here's a question. Team needs some help. Hypothetical, if you trade Zeke, I could get 2 decent players for impossibly ? Yes. You could probably get, like, if you traded Zeke, maybe you could go after, I don't know, maybe a Zeke for like a Diggs and J-Rob, or a Diggs and Henderson. You know, I don't know if I like Diggs and Mixon or something like that, but you could get 2 players like that. I think Fournette might be a little low, shooting a little low. You could get Fournette and Diggs, you know, something like that. I definitely am entertained by the idea if you need to make a trade of breaking up a guy like that into 2, but it better be 2 really good players. Don't trade Zeke to just anybody. 165 people in here, 111 likes. Hit that like button, says Terry. Thank you, Terry. It does help the channel a ton when you guys do it. All right, let's go back. Let's see if we got any more voicemails. Evan.
Smitty, what do you think of Logan Thomas when he's back from his injury? I have Higbee, so I'm thinking of trying to trade for Thomas just to shore up my tight end position.
Logan Thomas, I like Higbee more right now. With Logan Thomas coming back from injury, doesn't excite me more than Higbee does. I like Higbee more. So I don't mind you getting him as a backup, but I'm not going to go ahead and say, yeah, I like him over Higbee, no.
Yo, Smitty, would you start Randall Cobb or Jerry Jeudy this week?
Probably Cobb this week. I like Cobb right now, but Jerry Jeudy eventually will take that job from your wide receiver 3 slot there that you got. So yeah, Cobb for this week only.
And this is my team. Quarterback Josh Allen, running back Swift, Fournette, K. Herbert, wide receivers Diggs, Godwin, Ridley, Myers, and Judy, and tight end Higbee.
Attaboy, rock out. And the last question you had was what?
Hey, Smitty, what's a good flip for either Fournette and Ridley or K. Herbert and Ridley since I made that trade yesterday?
Okay, Fournette, that's right. Fournette, Ridley.
And this is my team. Quarterback Josh Allen, running back Swift, Fournette, K. Herbert, wide receivers Diggs, Godwin, Ridley, Myers, and Judy, and tight end.
I mean, upgrading Swift into like a Kamara, upgrading a Godwin into a Jefferson, I'd use potential pieces of that to do that. I like upgrading. That's a big thing that I like to do is upgrade. I like to upgrade guys into big name studs if I can, using a bunch of depth.
Yo, Smitty.
Spencer!
Full PPR. Allen Robinson, Jarvis Landry, Marquez Callaway, A.J. Dillon, or Brandon Ayuk or Tony Pollard. Let me know what you think.
Man, I mean, Dillon maybe?
Yo, Smitty, pick 2, full PPR. Allen Robinson, Jarvis Landry, Marquez Callaway, A.J. Dillon, or Brandon Ayuk or Tony Pollard. Let me know what you think.
I don't know if A-Rob is so hard to play and even hold. But, I mean, Landry's, I guess, safer. I go A-Rob if you want to roll the dice a little bit. But I'd probably go Dillon with that other spot. But that's tough. I mean, those are really, really tough spots to be in. But I think Dillon does get used a lot because of both Lazard, MVS, and MVS is now out. Marquez Valdez-Scantling are likely out. They're not likely to activate him. Not expected to activate him. So it still could happen, but I doubt it. This could be a wrong report by Adam Schefter. And Adam Schefter, I don't know lately about Adam Schefter. I'm just going to say. But Adam Schefter saying he is not expected to be elevated, but we'll find out a little bit later. A.J. Dillon should be used quite a bit, so I think it's a good week to play him. We got a couple of super chats here, and then I'll get back to the voicemails. If you guys want to leave me a voice message right now to be played right now, and I'll answer your questions, you got to go to the Instagram, go to The Fantasy Football Show, click on the message button, and hold down the microphone and leave me a voice message, and I will play it on the show, potentially right here. Edmunds. Do we start Edmunds or Moss this week? I think Edmunds is a bit safer than Moss, but Moss has upside. I mean, these are both 2 good plays. So I'm going to go ahead and say I probably would go with Edmunds if it's me. I feel like he's getting, enough run that it makes sense. But Moss is definitely somebody that I like a lot. I like Moss a lot. I think Moss could definitely be he could score a touchdown. But I think Edmonds feels a little bit more secure. So I'm going to go ahead and say Edmonds is my vote. Joe, and thank you, Matthew, for the super chat. Cooper for Montgomery. I take Amari Cooper because Montgomery's hurt, and you don't know what you're getting when he comes back. Is Khalil Herbert gonna command 40-50% of the run? So no, Joe. I'm gonna say Amari Cooper for me, pal. Andy, start McLaurin or Evans. Very tough call. You need to make a trade, young man. Andy, you need to make a trade. You need to become a trade boss right now. Because this is a dilemma, and you're asking me, would I rather have two $50 bills or one $100 bill? It just depends on how I like to get my cash, pal. Like, this is preference. McLaurin's a top 10 wide receiver any given Sunday. Evans can be a top 10 wide receiver any given Sunday. If I had to pick one, I would say McLaurin because Evans can go like that. But man, what do you do if Evans is a 3 TD game again? You got to make a trade, pal. You got to make a trade. But I'm going to say McLaurin, but barely. Like, if you feel strongly one way or the other, don't let me influence you because I'm like 51% McLaurin. I'm barely, like, you could just blow me over to the other side, bro. It's like I'm that much on the fence. MBS is out. Okay, deadline is 4 p.m. Deadline 6 minutes past. MBS is not going to play. Good call, pal. Let's see here. Woods, Devontae Smith, Javonte Williams, and Dak all on my bench this week. What? Dak, by the way, Dak, we've got a little bit of news here that we didn't go over earlier. Dak Prescott, Cav, believes he can suit up for Week 8 against the Vikings. It's his decision. Man, my mouth is dry from this cold. It's like no moisture whatsoever. It's been sucked right out of my mouth, bro. It's like completely dry. Dak Prescott, this is a little concerning. It sucks, that he's even in this position. But these calf injuries are a little bit scary too. Thank goodness he's not a running back where he's exploding constantly the way that a running back is or a wide receiver. But this is concerning that it's still there because at any point this calf could just tear. When you're playing with a torn calf to any degree, if it's not fully healed, you can just continue to rip it. So I'm a little worried about this. I'm not worried about him playing. I'm worried about him like tearing it during a game. You know what I mean? So, but he looks like he's probably good to go, which is good news. The other pieces of news that we didn't get to from the beginning of the show, we knew Gronk was probably going to be a go, so he's gonna be a go. Practice for the second straight day. He's looking like he's ready to rumble. Let me see if there's any updated news because some of the stuff I pulled before we went live, and I just want to make sure. Let's go on over to the other angle where I can show you guys the news here. So Antonio Brown did not practice on Thursday. He's looking like a no-go. We kind of knew that. Rob Gronkowski, like I said, should be good to go. Corey Davis limited Thursday. I don't know. I don't know that I'm not feeling good about playing Corey Davis. Just that quarterback situation. Who knows how many targets he's even going to get, how many catchable targets. Hines was upgraded to a full practice for all of you that are worried about him stealing touches from JT. I'm not too worried about him stealing touches from JT. JT looks good. Hilton was upgraded to limited practice. Jonathan Taylor was upgraded to a full practice. He's a full go. Don't worry about him. Chase Claypool practiced in full on Thursday. He's a go. Chris Evans hamstring did not practice. Devontae Smith headache returned to practice Thursday after missing Wednesday with a headache. Is Jamar Chase missing practice with a headache? Devontae Smith, You got some catching up to do, pal. I still love him for the future, but headache? I've had a headache. I'm still here. Jamal Williams. Miles Sanders. We knew Miles Sanders was probably not going to play this week. What's weird is that this headache. A headache. Really? I love Devontae, but
Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap. Take a lap.
little headache poo. Little headache achy poo. Get your juice box. Devontae, come on, pal. I mean, I had a headache and a cold, and I still dragged myself onto the screen here. Miles Sanders, the updates on Miles Sanders' ankle have been lacking, to say the very least. Like I've been hoping for more updates. We've been talking about Gainwell, and we don't really know where Miles Sanders is at, other than he's not practicing. He's week to week. So Gainwell and Boston Scott will be kind of splitting the load. Hopefully Gainwell gets a lot of run. little baby boy has a headache. Silver, you need to leave me a message with that. Little baby boy with his head. little baby boy.
Start Dylan or Tim Patrick.
Who?
Start Dylan or Tim Patrick.
Dylan? Did you say Dylan?
Start Dylan or Tim Patrick.
Dylan or I go Dylan. I go Dylan. Little baby boy with his headache and his juice box. Come on, Devontae. You're okay. Media.
Hey, Smitty, you gotta take a lap, bro, because you said Zach Wilson when you're talking about Jeff Wilson Jr. Like, that's so disrespectful, dude. I'm not gonna hit the like button until you disrespected Jeff Wilson Jr., my guy.
What's he talking about? Look how amped up he is. He's mad.
Smitty, you gotta take a lap, bro, because you said Zach Wilson when you're talking about Jeff Wilson Jr. Like, that's so disrespectful.
I've got a cold, media. I must have said Zach Wilson when I was talking about Jeff Wilson. And honestly, you can't get mad over that, because Zach Wilson, I think he'll still be good. I think Zach Wilson's in a bad spot. So don't act like me calling Jeff Wilson the injury prone, career injury proner. Don't act like me calling him Zach Wilson's disrespectful, media. Okay, so no, I'm not gonna apologize for that. I have a cold, media. I can't even think straight. Zach Wilson, I call Josh Jacobs, Brandon Jacobs every week. Okay, he doesn't complain because he blocked me from all social media, but that's okay. That's okay. This one's from Braden.
Hey, Smitty, do you like Waddle or Javonte Williams this week in the flex spot for a PPR league?
Waddle or Javonte? I mean, Waddle's safer. Like, you want a guaranteed 7 to 11 points, go Waddle. PPR. You want maybe 5 points, maybe 25, then I go Javonte. There's no real easy answer on that one, pal. Okay, let's see. We got a couple of voicemails here.
Hey, Smitty, what do you think of this trade? I got
Ruben.
Mike Williams, Leonard Fournette, Jerry Jeudy, and Gronkowski for Derrick Henry, Alex Collins.
I can't even think. I gotta
Saquon Smith, and Hunter Henry.
I gotta replay this. I think you got him, but
Hey, Smitty, what do you think of this trade? I got Mike Williams, Leonard
Fournette,
Jerry
Jeudy,
and Gronkowski
for Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry, Alex Collins.
Ruben, I think what you did is you ended a friendship between some. I hope you weren't real good friends with this person, because you absolutely lammed him, bro. You lammed him hardcore. I don't know what else to tell you, pal. You're on here flexing about how great your trade is, You know it's good, Ruben. You know it's good. Good job, Ruben. Ruben acting like, I just have a question. I got for Leonard Fournette and Gronk. I got Henry. Did I make a good trade? Ruben, you know better, bro. Lambed him, bro. God, why don't I get trades like that?
Smitty
Gus
traded for Diggs last week, and then next week I have an offer for Mike Keenan Allen and Zach Moss for his DeAndre Hopkins. Appreciate all the advice.
Yes, take Hopkins and run. Don't listen to all these people talking down Hopkins. It's ridiculous. Okay, Yogi.
Yo, what up, Smitty?
Yogi.
For the flex position, would you say Gronk, Devontae Booker, or Odell Beckham Jr.?
I go Gronk this week. I just feel like Gronk's going to get in the end zone, man. I mean, Odell, I don't trust. I don't know. Trust your gut on that one. Rainy?
Smitty, I need your help here, buddy. Two half PPR questions for you. First of all, am I starting Julio, Devontae Booker, or Alex Collins at the flex? And the second question is, should I drop Darnell Mooney for Jarvis Landry?
I'd probably go Booker, and I'd probably rather have Mooney myself, but that's preference, man. I mean, Landry looked pretty good, but he's on an offense where you just don't know what he's going to get,
And would you trade Kelsey and Godwin?
Hold on, here's his first part.
Do you believe in David Johnson?
Do I believe in David? Do you believe in Santa Claus? Do you believe in Santa Claus? Literally Moses. Do you believe in him? Because I don't.
For DK Metcalf and DJ Moore.
Okay, so here's the second part of his question.
And would you trade Kelsey and Godwin for DK Metcalf and DJ Moore?
Kelsey and Godwin for DK Metcalf. I can't process
Would you
it.
trade Kelsey and Godwin for DK Metcalf and DJ Moore?
That's pretty even. Kelsey and Godwin for DK and DJ Moore. Probably Kelsey and Godwin. I'd probably take that tight end advantage when you're getting that kind of wide receiver like Godwin. I could argue either side of that, but Kelsey Godwin. But David Johnson, I mean, I don't know. Do I believe in David Johnson? I think he may not be a myth. Maybe he's not. Let me pull up some stats on him. I know he's been playing pretty well. He's been pulling in passes, which has been good. But David Johnson, 7 rushes, 25 yards last week. He did have 5 for 27. Okay, so he had 27 yards. He isn't, he's been getting like 40 yards once in a while, 20 yards. No, I don't really believe in him. No rushing touchdowns. I know the Mark Ingram thing's getting everybody excited, but I don't know. I guess I'd pick him up. I don't know about being like this league winner or anything, but I'd grab David Johnson, with Ingram being gone. But I still feel like Ingram wasn't like that big of a. He doesn't open the door that much. So we got rid of that right there. We got rid of that. Michael Thomas. Here's another piece of news. Michael Thomas did not return to practice. Not a surprise. He's a couple weeks away, maybe at least a week away. There's very little upside or I'd say very little indicating he's going to play week 9. We got to the Miles Sanders. We got to the Rob Gronkowski. We got to the AB. So we've gotten through all that news. It was in the corner there. Let's see if media has decided to ask a fantasy question instead of being upset over Jeff Wilson Jr., who's on IR.
What are your thoughts on trading Jalen Hurts,
Andrew,
Chris Godwin, James Conner,
Hurts,
and Devontae Parker to receive
Hurts, Godwin, Conner,
Matthew Stafford, Calvin Ridley, and possibly Dearness Johnson?
Well, Dearness is like, Chubb's in there now, so like he's a good backup.
What are your thoughts on trading Jalen Hurts
for Stafford,
Chris Godwin, James Conner, and Devontae Parker
so Godwin,
to receive Matthew Stafford, Calvin Ridley, and
so Hurts, Godwin for Stafford, Ridley. I'd probably take Stafford, Ridley because Ridley's already had his bye. I like Ridley. He's a potential top 5 to 7 guy. I do go ahead and get Dearness Johnson if you can. Okay,
Smitty.
Hey.
So should
Michael.
I start Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins? Thank you so much.
I mean, this is one of those ones where it's going to come back to bite me. You know, I'm going to play the clip, and then Cousins is going to have 4 or 5 TDs. That's the way it works. But I'm not sitting my studs. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is a stud. I get it. He's without his star wide receiver. Okay? But are we really there? Like in the chat, am I wrong before I hit buttons and start going on a rant? Am I wrong? Is Aaron Rodgers that risky of a play? I mean, he's still got Aaron Jones, one of the better receiving backs in the league. He's still got A.J. Dillon, one of the best backup running backs and pretty crafty receiving running back right now. He's still got Randall Cobb. He's still got Robert Tonyan, who pulled in 11 TDs last year. Like, am I St. Brown could do something. Am I that off base here? MBS is out. We've confirmed that already, Mark. So definitely feel like I feel like St. Brown's not a bad pickup and play. Amari Rodgers too, but St. Brown probably more so. But am I wrong here? Am I wrong here? Are we really in a place where we're talking Kirk Cousins? Could Kirk Cousins outscore A-Rod in this type of situation? Sure. Maybe 2 times, 3 times out of 10. But are you going to play that game 30%? Yeah, sure. Should we just go ahead and drop Aaron Rodgers? Okay, Michael. Michael, this is for your own good, pal. This is for your own good.
Take a look.
For your own good, pal. Take a lap. Take a lap, take a lap, take a lap. Still appreciate you, Michael. Back to the show. Kirk Cousins has been balling all year, says Silver. I don't know. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is not somebody you bench. And that could come back to bite me. Kirk Cousins, look, he's got Justin Jefferson. He's got Dalvin Cook. He's got Thielen. I mean, Thielen could pull in 2 scores. Jefferson could pull in a touchdown. I could see it happening, actually. I'll just blame it on my cold. I'll blame it on the NyQuil. But I can't bench Aaron Rodgers. I just can't. I can't. He's got a lot of weapons too. Just because Adams isn't there doesn't mean he can't throw touchdown passes all over the field. But yeah, I can't do it. I can't sit Aaron Rodgers. Next voice message. Where's Silvers?
Is Marlon Mack worth a pickup before the trade deadline in case he gets traded to like a relevant team where he becomes fantasy relevant, or should I just leave him on the waiver wire?
Zach. I don't know, man. I mean, you're playing this speculative, Marlon Mack game is getting a little out of control in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and say negatory on that until, we see some movement, because I don't know. I don't know. If Marlon Mack was in a good spot, sure, but he's very injury prone to begin with, Zach. So I'm going to say, I don't know. It depends on who you're cutting. I don't even remember who you said, but I would cut someone really garbage for him, I suppose. But I'm not cutting any solid contributors that I might rotate through my lineup. Evan.
What do you think of Mike Evans and Higbee for Keenan Allen and Goddard?
Mike Evans and Higbee for Keenan Allen and Goddard. I think I'd probably rather have Evans and Higbee, but I mean, Keenan Allen has had his bye, so it makes sense if you believe him to bounce back. If you really believe in Keenan Allen, it's not a bad bet. But this is really one of those like really even Steven type trades. So I'm going to go ahead and say lean with whatever your gut is nudging you toward, because it's very, very close for me. And if you like Keenan Allen, then roll with him. Terry Roberts says 181 in here, 141 likes. Hit the like button. Smitty has won me thousands of dollars, says Poop Face. Poop Face 2 says Smitty has won me thousands of dollars. Attaboy, Poop Face. Keep going, bro. Keep spitting out the facts, Poop Face.
Oh, poor little baby boy's got a headache. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, everybody hit the like. I'm gonna stick Terry on y'all.
Yep, Silver Rapture says hit the like button. Poor baby boy.
Oh, poor little baby boy's got a headache.
Talking about Devontae Smith with his little bitty itty bitty headache. I'm glad he sat out with his headache. Look, I don't care if it's I get it. Migraines are bad. Like, at least tell us it's a migraine. Okay? If I saw migraine, I could be like, okay, I'll leave that alone. Like, I know what a migraine's like. You can't really play football with a migraine. But at least categorize it as a migraine. Don't tell us it's an itty bitty, bumpy boy. Little bumpy on his head with his juice box. It's like Jamar Chase is going out there delivering massive production, and we're left a little wanting with Devontae Smith's production lately, and he has an itty bitty headache with his juice box sitting on the corner of the field. Thank you, Braden. All right, any more voicemails? Isaac.
Hey, Smitty, what do you think of Robert Woods and Darrell Williams for Calvin Ridley?
Robert Woods, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with either side, but I take the Ridley side if you believe him to bounce back. That's not a bad one. Gary.
Hey, Smitty, love the show.
Thank you, Gary.
Would you recommend starting James Conner or Myles Gaskin at running back 2? And then would you start Waddle or Brandon Cooks at wide receiver 2? Have PPR. Thanks, buddy.
I feel like you got to go Cooks. As far as Connor and Gaskin, that's tough because Gaskin's been doing, it's like we finally give up on Gaskin and then he's got signs of life. But he tends to disappear when you start him. It's like, okay, he looks good, I start him, then he does bad. I mean, Gaskin last week, 67 yards. He had 4 catches for only 10 yards, but he had a touchdown. Week before that, okay, the week we were like, hey, this is right here, this week. We're like, okay, he had this 2 TD game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 74 and 2 TDs, right? Then, so we all start him, right? The next week against the Jaguars, 5 carries for 9 yards. He has literally 2 receptions for 5 yards. So then we put him back on the bench. Then he has 67 yards rushing. It's like, what are we going to get out of this guy? And he has another receiving touchdown. So he had 4 catches for 10 yards and a receiving touchdown. He has 3 receiving touchdowns in the last 3 games. So I don't know. I feel like Connor's safer. You got the Buffalo Bill defense anyway. I'm probably going to go, I don't know, actually. I don't know. I feel like Connor's safer. His game log, like he's got these touchdowns here. 2, 2, 1, 1. Does he get any receiving touchdowns? No. But still, that's a good bet for a score. When you have 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, your only game right here in week 6 without a score, and then you're back to scoring touchdowns in week 7. I feel like it's just safer. I feel like Connor's safer. Okay, next voice message. Okay, we got Gus. We got, did we get Andrew?
Possibly Dearness Johnson.
Oh, yeah, we got Andrews. Jared?
Gronk or Ertz?
I feel like Gronk is a little bit safer Ertz is a little higher risk, higher reward. Ertz looks really good already. I like Ertz a lot. But there's a lot of mouths to feed, so you could have that 2-point game or that 15-point game. Gronk feels, with AB out, Gronk feels like a good safety net. He'd be hard to sit. I'm going to be honest. He's going to be hard to sit. Next voice message. We're running a little dry on the voicemails, guys. I think we're going to be done with the voicemail segment. Yep, I think we're good. Let me do rapid fire fantasy questions for you right here. I'm going to keep your questions very, very short. I'm going to answer as many as I can. So ask away right now. Josh, how can you get a voicemail? You just go to Smitty, the Fantasy Football Show on Instagram, and you leave me a voice message. And I'll even go back, Josh. I'll look for your message. But go to Instagram, search for me, the Fantasy Football Show, pal. And in fact, let me play the little clip here. This is how you leave me a voice message.
It's voicemail time. Drop a voicemail at the Fantasy Football Show on the gram. Tell your grandma.
He'll punch you in the throat.
So go drop one and I will go back and look for it, Josh. Quick questions. Go. Rapid fire. Mitchell or Darrell Williams this week? Give me Mitchell. Until he's out of the lineup, he's a pretty darn good play. Gibson or Claypool? Give me Gibson right now. Christian Kirk or Jerry Jeudy? I'd probably go Jeudy. Start Gronk or Henry? I'd probably start Gronk. Mike Jones. You're lambing. You're CD lambing. Overcome in the house. Traded Barkley, Chubb, Damian Harris, and Thielen. That's a big trade for Cook, Madison, and Mixon. Barkley, Chubb, Damian Harris, and Thielen. That's a lot of players. For Cook and Mixon. So Barkley, Chubb. Yeah, I mean, it's arguable. Like, both sides are arguable. If you needed, like, a bunch of talent, that's the other guy didn't get blasted, but Barkley's not playing right now, so you're winning the trade right now. Could he come back and win the trade later? Maybe. But, I mean, if Mixon's playing and healthy, it's a good trade in a sense if you've got the depth to get rid of Damian and Thielen because you're upgrading your two running back spots, so it's tough. It's a tough trade to evaluate. I'm not going to say that you crushed it or did bad at all. Like, it just kind of depends on the rest. Dalvin Cook, rest of season thoughts. I mean, you got to have Alexander Madison because he is a injury risk, a walking injury, but he's a top 3 running back every time he starts a game. Fournette or A.J. Brown. I'm going to go A.J. Brown. If I'm making a trade, I would definitely trade Fournette for A.J. Brown. But it's arguable. I mean, Fournette's playing well, but I'd rather have A.J. Brown. I don't trust Fournette to be there the whole year for you at that level, but he could. What do you think about starting Aaron Rodgers tonight? We had a couple questions where people wanted to bench him, and we made him take a lap. I think he's hard to bench. But could I see him doing bad? I suppose. Chase Edmonds or Ridley? Gainwell, Gaskin, or Singletary? Give me Gainwell this week. Trade Fournette to get A.J. Brown? Yes, I already answered that. Yes, I would. Drop. Someone's helping out on that. Hey, Smitty, thoughts on Jerry Jeudy? I like him. I'm just not sure about this week. Tua or Cousins? I'd probably go Tua or Cousins. Probably go Cousins. Cobb or LaVisca? Give me Cobb tonight. Give me Cobb this week. Yeah, I mean, yeah, tonight. What am I saying? I'm still so out of it. Yeah, give me Cobb tonight. Why am I second guessing what game is tonight? Packers, Cardinals. Go Cobb. God, I'm so tired. I shouldn't be on here right now. This is reckless. Me giving advice right now. on a bunch of NyQuils. Reckless. Chuba or Darrell Williams? Give me Darrell for right now. Cobb over Keenan Allen. I like Cobb tonight, but I can't start him over Keenan Allen. But I do like Cobb. I try and find a way to get him in my lineup. Claypool, Woods, or Sutton. Give me Woods. Bobby Trees. Oh, Bobby Trees. Cobb or LaVisca. I'm going Cobb tonight. Smitty just traded CeeDee Lamb for DJ Moore and Darrell Henderson. You know what? As much as I hate you trading CeeDee Lamb away, that's a pretty decent trade. I hate it, but I like it. I hate it, but it's a good trade. 3 and 4. Important trade. CMC for Tyreek and Javonte. Yeah, I'd take Tyreek and Javonte because you're 3 and 4. You can't wait on Christian McCaffrey, pal. Booker or Gainwell at the flex. I mean, Booker's maybe safer, but I like Gainwell. Thank you, Garcia. Justin Jefferson, Diggs, Calvin Ridley, Debo. Got D. Hendy and Javonte Williams. What trades can you make? I mean, you could trade Debo and Hendy for like a Kamara or Aaron Jones or you know, something like that. I mean, or Javonte and Debo for an Aaron Jones if you can get away with that. Darrell Williams or Edmonds. Give me Darrell. Smitty, when do you bring back the Spotify show, buddy? I have been dropping some. I just dropped a Hopkins show the other day. So just because I've had a cold, I haven't done as many exclusives, but I'm dropping every one of the YouTube videos on there lately too. But you're gonna get Spotify only shows on there at least 3 times a week. And I did drop a Hopkins only show on there, so that's there. Smitty, what are your thoughts on Hawkinson? I like Hawkinson. I think people are doubting him way too much. Devontae Smith or Moss at flex, or Moss at flex. Like, give me Moss. Take a lap, says Chris. Why, Chris? What did I do? What did I do to you? What did I do to you, Chris? Amari Rodgers or Julio? Give me Julio, I suppose. Dearness Johnson or Singletary? Give me. I mean, I suppose I'd probably go Singletary until we know like what the workload's going to be like for Dearness Johnson. But I mean, he was really good, but are they going to play him at all? Full PPR: Judy, Devontae Smith, or Cobb, and Seals or Tunyon. Give me Tunyon. Give me Cobb. Spotify show is the best out there. Thank you, Esteban. I appreciate that. Dearness Johnson or Singletary again. I mean, I'd probably go Singletary unless you hear that Dearness Johnson's going to get a full like half-course meal or something, which I don't think he's gonna with Chubb back. Let's see here. Let me pull up Chubb news. I don't think there's anything updated on Chubb right now. I mean, he's fully expected to play unless he has a setback. I mean, he's returning to form. He's returning to a full workload. So I feel like Singletary. I mean, you could start him as a safe move in hopes that they scale back Chubb's touches a little bit. And to be honest, I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say Dearness Johnson. Any question I've answered on that, re-ask it, because I feel like, you know, Kareem Hunt got a lot of work. They may just run him like Kareem Hunt. You know, the thinking is, oh, Hunt's out, Chubb's gonna get all the work when he's in there, but I mean, they may just run both of them 50-50 like they have been. I'd go ahead and say put Dearness in over Singletary. Yeah, I'm changing my mind. Dearness Johnson over Singletary. Dearness Johnson's a good running back 3 or flex play this week. Yeah, I'm changing my mind. Tanner says no PTA meeting tonight.
Take a look.
We did a number on Tanner's PTA meeting. Sorry about that, Tanner. I do feel bad about it. Austin Eckler update. Let me see if there's anything out there, Alex. Austin Eckler update. Alex. Nothing. No update on Austin whatsoever. Ramondre Stevenson or Hubbard. You got to go Hubbard. We don't even know if Stevenson would be active. I don't think he's going to be. He might. 152 likes. Way to go, guys, says Terry. Feel better soon. Thanks, D2W Stu. Appreciate it. Yeah, we don't have any update on Eckler, whether he's like looking risky or anything like that. He's resting. Tanner in the house. No PTA today. No PTA meeting today. That's way too long, bro. Let me look at the last part. But my running back 2 is weak. Elijah Mitchell. I can do better running back 2. I can't process this right now on NyQuil.
Have Murray, Aaron Jones, Elijah Mitchell, D. Hop, Terry McLaurin, Travis Kelce, DJ Moore as my starters in 18-man league. But my RB2 is weak Elijah Mitchell. What can I do to get a better RB2?
Okay, so I need a little assist from the speak to text to speak because Smitty can't concentrate. DJ Moore and Mitchell for one running back, pal. Aaron Jones, maybe. Aaron Jones call. Little Aaron Jones call. Oh God, I'm tired. Smitty's the GOAT. Thank you, Van. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, Van. Smitty, you forgot who was playing tonight. Yeah, for just a moment, bro. For just a little itty bitty. I had a headache. Pal. Robert, overcome with a super chat. Would I be a running back one behind Cleveland's O-line? Sure. Yes, you would, overcome. You'd be a star. You'd be the star of the show. Eli Mitchell did all this damage on the first drive last week. He kind of did, Robert. You're right. And then they didn't they barely used him. That's San Fran for you. That's Shanahan. Let's run the ball. Let's look good. Then let's totally derail the entire offense. Maybe he had a headache. I don't know. But you're right. It was kind of a pretty pathetic play calling performance on Shanahan's part. Chubb, Ernest, Deontay need one. You need one? You're asking whether you should start Nick Chubb? Come on, bro. Yeah, even Robert's shaking his head right now. Shaking his head, pal. Damian Harris and Pittman for Keenan Allen. I like both sides of that. I think Damian Harris is going to ball. I think Pittman's doing well. Damian Harris is going to ball until he doesn't. Until, he gets the ball taken from him. But he's going to do well. So I don't mind both sides of that. If you need a running back, the Harris side. If you need a wide receiver, Pittman's still a good wide receiver, though. But Keenan Allen, if you believe in him, it's not a bad side. Alex is laughing at something. Should I go Tunyon or Hunter Henry? I go Tunyon. 11 TDs last year. No wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers is going to feed him. Smitty, not sure if you answered my question earlier. Well, it doesn't help that you didn't ask it, pal. Hold on. Let me go searching for it. Thank goodness you have a good avatar. Is it this one? Trade my Keenan Allen, Zeke, and Schultz for Diggs, Fournette, and Kelce. Trade my Keenan Allen, Zeke, and Schultz. Keenan Allen and Zeke for Diggs, Fournette, and Kelce. I mean, that's a pretty even. That's like you give me, 2 dimes and a nickel. I mean, it's the same divide, just in different ways. Or it's like saying, hey, you give me 5 $1 bills, I'll give you a $5 bill. How do you want it packaged? I mean, Schultz and Kelsey are crushing that, obviously. Zeke and Fournette, you're crushing that on the Zeke side. And then Keenan Allen, Diggs, I like the Diggs side quite a bit. I'd probably say, in the end, if Fournette delivers, the Fournette side is going to win this. If Fournette doesn't deliver, the Fournette side is going to lose this. It's all dependent on Fournette and what you believe Fournette to be moving forward. If Fournette's a dog, you're going to win that side of the trade. But it all revolves around Fournette. And I, to be honest with you, I don't know how I feel about Fournette. I'm indifferent. Part of me wants to believe in him. Part of me doesn't feel like he's going to be able to sustain the kind of value he's got. But he could. Should I play Cobb over Carter or Javonte? I probably play Javonte, but I wouldn't mind Cobb over Javonte if that's what you decided. Drop Lockett for Judy. I don't know, bro. Honestly, thank you, Tanner. Honestly, I don't know. I'd probably rather have... right now I'd rather have Judy because Lockett's non-existent in that offense. But in the end, Lockett, I think, returns to form or to wide receiver 3, like elite wide receiver 3 form once Wilson's back. So I'm not going to drop him. If I've got to drop Lockett, I won't drop him. But can I put, can I drop someone else to pick up Judy? Like, I don't know if I want to be forced into that corner, pal. Higgins or Herbert. I like Higgins as a really safe play and Herbert as a high upside play. But Herbert's been doing good, dude. He's been doing Herbert things. I like Herbert. He got 100 yards on 18 totes against the Bucks last week, pal. That is good. That is a good showing. DK, Adam Thielen, or Eli Mitchell. DK, Adam Thielen, or Eli Mitchell. You can't put DK on the bench, bro. Find a way to get a couple of those guys in there, though. That's a good problem to have, but you need to trade out of that. Do I finish my homework or finish the fantasy football show? I think you know the answer to that, Mike. I think you know the answer to that, pal. How much value should Sutton lose with Jerry coming back? Who should I target if I have both? I like Judy more once he gets fully acclimated back from his injury. So, give him time. I think Judy's the better player. But I like Sutton. He's not bad, but I think Judy's special. But I don't know how healthy he's going to look right out of the gate. He could look great, but we don't really know. ABOZ Corporation. Judge Smitty is my... if it pleases the court, feeling better about the Hawkinson and AB trade for Ridley. AB hurt. Yeah. You picked up Tunyon. Nice work. Yeah, AB getting hurt was kind of out of left field. It was like, what's going on? He's banged up. Now he's not playing. God, how many games is he going to be out? Does he have a headache? Does he have a headache too? Little baby boy got a headache as well? Tom Brady's going to evict him out of his house if he doesn't start playing. How AB pays rent by playing games. Okay? He's past due. 2 months past due on his rent. Because Tom Brady only accepts starts. If you start a game, you pay your rent. Unacceptable. Jamar Chase will be a top 5 rest of season, bro. I think Jamar Chase is the number 1 dynasty wide receiver. So he just looks phenomenal. And the part about it is he's spoon-fed by his old college quarterback, Joe Burrow. The rapport is real. These guys know each other, like no other. The rapport is already built. It's already there. And Jamar, he looks raw. Like the part that's crazy is Jamar Chase, his skills are very raw. He hasn't even come into his own realization that he can dominate the space around him to a degree that he hasn't even untapped. It's untapped. His ability to dominate space around him is untapped. He doesn't even know how to use his own strength yet. And you watch him and he doesn't. He's kind of like, he's almost awkward as he's getting to know himself in the NFL game. And imagine when he starts to realize how powerful and dominant he is. It's going to be out of this world. This guy's got so much untapped ceiling. And his force-fed situation where Burrow's feeding him constantly. And it's just gonna all come together. Like I don't think he's gonna drop off or have like dips. He's gonna have maybe a game or two where, like any receiver, goes down or up. He gets constant defensive attention. You know, he can get shut down for a game or whatever. But I think he's not gonna have like a massive like streak of games where he vanishes. Like I think he'll be good all year long. I agree with you, Robert. He's a top 5 guy going forward. Absolutely love Jamar Chase, and he is on the bold prediction list as being a top 5 wide receiver walking into his second year. So, nailed it. Trade Adams for someone like Jefferson. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Think about it. I would take Jefferson straight up for Adams because Adams is going to miss tonight. Then Adams is going to also miss his bye week, which is, I forget which week. But you've got 2 games he's going to miss. Jefferson's already had his bye. Give me Jefferson for the remainder of the year with no time off versus Adams missing 2 games. It is a no-brainer. I would definitely make that trade. Kevin Williams says, thank you for the super chat, Kevin. Traded Swift for Aaron Jones. I like that move. He won't give me A.J. Dillon unless I give him Javonte. Almost have to have Dillon though, bro. I don't want you giving up Javonte, but you can't strong arm him. You can't give him something else. Like that's a ridiculous move. Be like, I'm giving you Aaron Jones, but I'm not giving you Dillon. Like you almost can't let that happen. You almost can't let that happen, Kevin. I don't blame you for doing that, but that you could really get screwed out of either way. Giving up Javonte, you could get screwed if he becomes a top 10 running back. You can't give him Javonte. But I don't know. I mean, can he? Maybe he does give him Javonte. Aaron Jones and Dillon for Javonte and Swift. I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Let's get a vote. Do you guys think he should do the trade Javonte for Dillon to get the Aaron Jones and Swift deal done? I don't think so. I tried for Melvin Gordon. He said no. I mean, is he just trying to get a little bit of extra and he's going to do the trade anyway? What do you think on that there, Kevin? Because I feel like you gotta get Dillon. You gotta get him. Like, just tell him I'm not going to do the trade. I don't know. Maybe he should though. I mean, Swift could get hurt too. Aaron Jones could get hurt. Swift could get hurt. I'd say still do it. Go get Aaron Jones for Swift. Yeah, I'd still do it. That sucks. He won't trade him, but I'd still do it. I'd draft Aaron Jones over Swift, even if I can't get Dillon. If you guarantee me I can't get Dillon, I still go get Aaron Jones for Swift because they're both injury. They both have injury risk. Give me Aaron Jones. Good trade. I like it. Do it. Punch it. Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Oh, Javonte will be a top 10 running back. Don't do it, Kevin, says Terry Roberts. Don't do it, says Order. Got a lot of don't do it's, but I do the Aaron Jones one. Should I trade Gibson and Thielen for Justin Jefferson? In theory, yeah, but it depends on what you got going on, pal. Because, if you don't have the depth to do that, like if you have no running backs, I can't really see that, so I don't know. But I would say in theory, I mean Thielen's pretty good. Gainwell, Chuba, T. Higgins, or Cobb flex. Give me. Higgins is the safest. Cobb is the highest risk, highest reward, and Chuba is kind of in the middle. Gainwell's in the same place as Chuba, like in the middle. I don't know, MSK. Those are really, really close options. T. Higgins is probably your safest. But Cobb's got big upside, big risk. Would I flex Mitchell or Michael Carter or Pittman? Probably Pittman. Tony, thanks for the super chat. Lamar's bye, need a QB to target off the waiver wire. Can you give me a list of quarterbacks that are available, bro? That's going to be a little easier for me to go backwards that way. I mean, Heineke, Tua, just help me out by giving me a list. Because I mean, I could just throw a bunch of names, but they might not be relevant to you. Eckler, we don't have an update on Eckler right now. I don't assume the worst. I assume he's gonna play this. He's gonna be fine. He had a bye week to rest. Smitty still got JT, Damian Harris, Mitchell, and Jacobs. Okay. I don't know what that pertains to, bro. I don't retain things like 8 questions later, so I don't know if you asked me something earlier. Tanner says flipped King Henry for Eckler, Justin Jefferson, and Javonte. Is that a good call? Yeah, I mean, that's how you flip Henry, Tanner. And when I say sell Henry high before double-digit weeks, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about some kind of little itty-bitty trade. Something like, I have a headache. Little itty-bitty poo. Like Devontae Smith sitting out practice with a little tiny headache. No. This is how you ball. This is trading like a boss. Eckler and Jefferson. Let's hope Eckler's fine. But this will be the kind of move that you would do. It's a great job. Tony, again, I'll put you in the corner here. Need to know who's available, pal. Would you all accept any trades for Gibson right now? It depends what the trade is, but sure. Cobb or Claypool, half PPR. Claypool's playing, but I think I go Cobb. I'm going to go upside with Cobb. Should I trade Jamar Chase and Swift for King Henry? Chat, what would you do? Jamar Chase and Swift or King Henry? That's a tough one. I'd probably say King Henry, right? That's a tough one. Okay, so we got an update on some of the inactives for tonight's game. Let's pull that up here real quickly. We've got Packers declared out players. Randall Cobb is the de facto number 1 wide receiver. Here's an Eckler update. Eckler was added to the Chargers injury report Thursday, missing practice with the hip issue. Eckler got injured somewhere between the very end of Wednesday's session and the very beginning of Thursday's. Not good, especially since this is coming out of Chargers bye week. That means it's unlikely to be routine maintenance. All we can do is wait for Friday. I don't know if I'm as pessimistic as this report, though. Like, this report's like, he missed practice with a hip issue. Like, I'm definitely, concerned. I'm on alert, but this is painting a pretty bleak picture without having a whole lot of negative information to, shape that negative stance. So I'm going to say that right now, I'm a little cautious about it, but this could be just like, hey, his hip's hurting him. You're going to sit it out. I know they're coming off a bye, but maintenance is fine for running backs. It's okay. I'm not freaking out yet. Not freaking out yet. Should I trade Chase? What do we say? Henry, then trade him for more. Chase and Swift says Silver Rapture. Chase and Swift. Keep Henry. Keep Swift and Chase. Hell nah. Chase and Swift. It seems pretty close, man. I think lean with whichever side you feel helps you win. If you're not winning right now, make the trade to mix things up. If you're winning, don't mess with what's working. That would be my advice. Tony says Jameis. Heineke, Daniel, you said Jameis Winston. Mac Jones is pretty solid this week, I think, right? Let me see here. Let me look at some matchups for you. Okay, so you have Mac Jones potentially available. I kind of like Mac Jones. Heineke against Denver. I'm gonna go high risk here. You got Jameis though. Jameis Winston, you said. Jameis Winston's against the Bucks. They do give up a ton. They're at home. New Orleans is at home. They do give up a ton of receiving yards and passing yards, Tampa Bay. So that's not awful. And they'll be down, so he'll be throwing a lot. I kind of like Mac Jones, though. What do you guys think, Mac Jones or Jameis? Can you help a brother out? Problem? Thank you for the super chat, Problem. If you've got a question attached to it, just let me know. Row. Yo, Smitty, 6-point TD pass. Trade Kyler, Godwin, Darrell Henderson for Mahomes, Hill, and Connor. Trade Kyler, Godwin, and Darrell Henderson. Wow, that is a tough one for Mahomes, Hill, and Connor. I'd probably take Mahomes, Hill, and Connor and Carson. That's really tough, though, because Kyler and Mahomes are, really close. Godwin and Hill aren't close. I have Hill higher than Godwin by quite a bit. And Connor and Henderson, I like Henderson a lot more than I like Connor, but I feel like the potential. Oh, that's so tough. I'd probably go Mahomes and Hill. I feel like Henderson's got a lot of upside, but there's still risk to him. I don't know that I want to value him where everybody's putting him. Like, because McVay, I don't trust McVay fully. And if he gets banged up at all, I could see McVay just completely. It's tough. You have Kelsey, so I'm thinking KC stack. I mean, that's crazy to have that stack. You really have to bank on the Chiefs going forward. But if you have any other talent at all, that'll be okay. But that is a lot to put on the Kansas City offense if they have a struggling week. I did that last year in a league, and it didn't work out as well as I thought to have, all it riding on the KC offense. If they do badly, you get screwed. Love your show. Trade Godwin or Aaron Jones straight up. Yeah, of course. I mean, where do you draft Godwin? You draft Godwin like the, 4th round, 5th round, something like that? You draft Aaron Jones in the top 14. Take a lap. Do it. Take a victory lap. Get the trade done. All right, guys. I am out of here. I can't believe I made it through the whole show, to be honest. Higbee or Schultz. This is Jacob. I'm gonna go Schultz, man, on the year. This week, Schultz. I'm gonna go Schultz. Tony says Lamar's bye week. Okay, yeah, I got you. I'm just making sure I got all the super chats. We got a super chat here from Jaden. Hey, Smitty, Edmonds or Hopkins tonight at my flex. Come on, man. Come on. I hate to do this on a super chat, but
Take a lap. Take a lap.
You can't sit Hopkins, pal. He's a stud. First of all, take a lap for the question, but take a lap for owning Hopkins and having the biggest brain in the room. When you drafted him, don't listen to the noise about this. Don't listen to the noise. I'd go Jameis over Mac. I don't hate it. I'm okay with either side. I like Mac Jones a little bit. I do. But I'm okay with Jameis. Jameis is just so hot and cold. J-Rob, Mitchell, Callaway for Henderson, Sony, and Lamb. I mean, give me Henderson and Lamb by a mile, shake and bake. By like a long mile, bro. All right, guys. As always, I will answer every question I can between now and the next 48 hours after this video posts. So the video, as soon as I hit end here, the live chat will end. Go to the video, the replay of the video, and comment. Like every one of you. Let's see how many comments. I want to challenge all of you. I want to see 165 comments. And I'll try and get back to every one of them. Okay? So go. If I see 15 comments, I'm going to be upset. I want to see 165 comments. As soon as the video ends, go to the comments, ask a question. If I missed your question, I get a lot of Smitty, you ignored me on the show. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I think we had like 1,900 comments come through on the show. Something like that. It might have been more than that. It's a lot of comments, man. It's a lot of comments that come through here. I can't see them all, but I try and vow to you that if you ask me a question in the first 48 hours of every video that drops, I try my very best to get to every single one. So please ask. Get on over to heysmitty.com if you want to order my text advice. Go to Sleeper the letter U.com if you want rankings, bold predictions. That's my content site that I've had for 20 years. You know, it's changed names over the years, but I've had this site. This is what my bread and butter was for the majority of my entire fantasy career. SleeperU.com, rankings, bold predictions, and articles, you name it. And then you know, make sure you're watching the Spotify show. It's not an audio show anymore. You just go to Spotify. Nothing changes. You can go to smitty1.com, which is right behind my head here. Smitty1.com to get to the link. That's got all my links to everything. It's got a link to my Hey Smitty one, heysmitty.com. It's got a link to my Sleeper U. Smitty1.com is like my hub. And if you go there, you'll see the Spotify link. But watch all my Spotify shows. They're video shows. Get over there. Ryan Smitty, answer almost every comment. I do. Like, I sit there for hours and try and answer all these comments after the show. Damn, he's already done. Bro, we're 2 hours into the show. So rewatch the show, though, pal. Rewatch it. Every 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. every single Tuesday and Thursday. My live stream schedule is as follows. I don't know if I have it on here. Yeah, I don't have it on here. My live stream schedule is 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday. And midnight every Friday, every Saturday. All right, guys. Appreciate all of you. Peace out. Like the video on the way out if you could. Just punch that like button real quickly before you leave. It helps your boy Smitty. And I'll see you in the comments. Taste that look, pal, you can rewatch it too. The replay's there. But every Tuesday and Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Friday and Saturday at midnight, every single Friday and Saturday. We'll see you there. Later, everybody.